All right, I'm gonna do a video. This video will not be long because I'm not gonna spend a lot of time showing you nothing that you can learn from. To the point of, it's more of my opinion, I guess I should say, on what I think. Um, as far as the new iPad, and I don't know about Final Cut Pro, so I can't speak on that because I don't really use it. But I'll speak on Logic. I've been using Logic since Logic 8. I never got 9 because 8 was so close. And then 10 changed the dynamic, so I picked up 10. So I still have 10. I still use it occasionally. Probably not as much as I use Ableton now. And Ableton I just started using maybe in the last year, really. So, yeah, not as much. But I do like Logic. I think there's a lot of cool features in Logic. Logic has some amazing stuff. But when I say that, I'm saying that about the desktop version. This version is different. It's new. It's similar, very similar to Logic in some of the layouts. Now I'm showing you in this angle because on the iPad mini, to me, this is the best angle. The reason I don't use this angle as much, you might like the length of here, but there is a lot of open windows that they didn't take into consideration for smaller iPads. So for instance, if I want to look at the MIDI edit, there's a pencil here. There's the MIDI edit. If I leave open all of them, let's say the mixer, the MIDI, that's a lot of windows and it can get pretty cluttered. And then you got to try to drag down to see where you're at. It's a pain. So I close the mixer. I usually only have this open when I'm switching instruments or adding something. So you can close it. When you're editing, you're going to pretty much have to be on just this window to edit. Okay. So I played a little, this is my intro for this song. I wanted to use tonality. So tonality works. Scalar 2 does not work. So Scalar Plugins Boutique, please update the app so that it'll work. I mean, it's kind of an expensive app. I know you just put it on sale and it's one of the main ones, is my go-to. Tonality is my go-to also. So I use both. I'm okay, but some people, they've purchased Scalar recently and then they want to get into this, going to be upset they can't even use it. So it'd be nice if you at least update that for us, please. There are a lot of things that are similar to there, but there are some things they left out. For instance, I'm flabbergasted, and maybe I don't know how to do this on this one because it all is kind of new. There's a feature on Logic that's very similar to Ableton. On Logic, it's called Flex. Ableton, they call it Warp, right? Where you can move audio, because I primarily like to work in audio. So I can adjust audio. I'll play it in from either this keyboard, the Hydrosynth, or maybe I'll use the SP sometimes and do the drums. And then I'll use my bass or whatever I want to do to play in that. Well, unfortunately, I find, and this is my opinion right now at this very moment, this just came out today. So to be fair, it just came out today. But I found at this very moment, it is not fun to do audio in here. Now, if you're just doing some simple adjusting audio clips and moving stuff around and lining them up, that's fine. But when you're trying to do some real deal, like I want to tweak this audio a little bit or edit my audio, you're not getting very far with it. It's not good. It's not there yet. Maybe it'll be in time. So a lot of the menu options are here or down here, which is nice. So if you need to see this button where the plugins are located, you can do that. If you need to see this is like supposed to be like the quantization and like your general stuff. Up here, you got the track. And you'll see there's MIDI, etc. There's a more button that brings up some of the velocity stuff you can change. A lot of features which are cool, and I'm sure they matter to some people. Not so much me. This is one I do enjoy. It's kind of like a mixer channel right here. So normally in a DAW, you might have a mixer channel right by the thing. Like this one has this, which is this right here. But if you want the full fader for a certain track, you can do that with the full fader without having to go open the mixer, which is kind of nice. Because maybe you want to have that extra, like if you, especially on this thing, you want to have as much real estate as you can there. And so the way it works too with it is if I'm on this track, then the record's on this one. If I go to this one, and then you have to arm it. And what I mean by on it you'll see it's just red and how that one's white. So there's nothing going on here. It's muted. Basically, it's nothing happening. When it's red, the audio will come through that track. But when it's obviously there, then you know you're recording, right? So that's the difference in them. Okay. They do have a stretch feature. I don't know what in the world it's for because I can't tell what it's doing on here. When I'm on the desktop, I can see what it's doing. I actually know what it's doing. They have a lot of, like I said, a lot of the features, but there's some that are missing. Capture recording is a beautiful thing. So if you play something in MIDI and you're like, ooh, I like that, but you forgot what you played, they have that feature now where you can use it. If you turn it this way, it's a lot easier to see it. But I find that for some reason, when you're working in this way, especially if you're going to do something with the mixer, because you need more space, it's better this way. So whatever you got to do, free yourself where you can work in both directions, really, if you ask me. Don't hinder yourself working one way, right? Because this way is better for arranging, in my opinion. What I mean by that is lining up what's going to be your intro, what's going to be, because you got more space. And you can even push that back. And now you can see, you can almost see if you shrink. Oh, you can shrink stuff, see? Shrink it that way. So now you have all that extra space you can work with. Okay, so and this is the iPad mini. Hopefully I'm not, you know what, I got it sitting up so high, I don't think you can see it. This is the iPad mini, so you see you can pinch and zoom and move stuff. That's beautiful because now you have more space. As you create a part, you might want to move on to the next one and then create the next part, so on and so forth. Sometimes I'll do all my chords first or drums first, whichever, just up to me. All right, so let's take that off because that's taking up more space too. All right, so flex. I was talking about flex. So here's what I'm talking about when I say simple editing tools. So we're going to go in here. You see cut, copy, delete. Then you have edit, show, and finder. Here's where you adjust the notes. But you don't have to go through all that. You could just hit the pencil down below and pull it up and you got it. All right, if you want to close it out there. And they have a cut where you can slice these up if you want. That's good. That's stuff that a DAW should have, and it has it, and that's great. The problem is when you want to do MIDI, when you want to do audio. So I'm going to click an audio track. I'm going to see if I can bring in an audio wave. This is Logic stuff, so I don't... Everything's like flangey. Hold on, let me see. Guitar. I'm just going to bring something in. It should let you drag and drop, but it doesn't. Here's another thing I found too when I was messing with this. Oops. Look at this. Now I can go to any other app and this pencil is going to work. I'm going to use that one. I'm not even going to use this because I can't even get it to work. But you see what I'm saying? Little things like that. Like I can't get... I'm going to go to the strings. I should be able to... But if I use my finger, you see at least you get further out than, but it's not even letting me drag and drop it. So what is this? Like, what am I doing right here? What is the purpose of this? If I can't, am I not supposed to be able to drag and drop it? Do I need to press some button that I don't know about? Can I double click it and it go through? Nope. I bring it over. I see it's a little something there, but it's saying, nope, you can't do it there. Can I put it here? Oh, okay. I can put it there. And now I can use it as what is this, alchemy? Yeah. So basically let me use it as like a, some type of, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. It's confusing me. All right. So what I thought should be easy. Let me find a loop. Let's see if there's some type of percussive loop. I might have passed it. But I'm taking a little longer than what I said just because I want you to see this. And this does not mean this is a terrible app. This is still, to me, the best. Okay, there we go. This is still the best on iOS. By the way, here's your rack right here. We can add, they usually give you compression and channel EQ. You can touch this button over here and reset the channel strip and remove all of it, whatever you want to do. The EQ is lovely in GarageBand. So if you don't have Fab Filter, you don't have all those things, use the EQ here. You can do the same type of grabs and stuff. It's really nice. It really is. And then you see right here, these little tabs let you jump from the compressor to the EQ, etc. So that they thought it out, for the most part, they thought it out really well. And back here to just pull it down. Zero complaints. But they didn't spend as much time, in my opinion, on the audio, which is the biggest thing I want to use it for. Like when I'm making music, if I want to play my guitar into here, I want to be able to record the audio, but I want to be able to edit the audio. So here's what we got. We can cut, copy, and delete. Those are good things to have, and they're really basic. You can move, you can trim stuff, you can split stuff, good stuff to have, bounce and join stuff. All great things. There's a browser. So I'm going to go edit, and then in edit you have toggle mode, quantize. I'm going to show an editor. Now, I'm going to close this part out because otherwise it will take up too much of the screen on this little mini. Inside here, I'm supposed to be able to flex. I can see the automation there, right? And you're supposed to be able to draw in the automation. Let's see if that works. Let's cut, copy, delete. Why won't it just let me? Okay, I got to select the pencil tool. Select the dot. I'm just doing this. Okay. You want to put a curve on something. I'll be honest, the pencil is, I know it can't be just me that seeing this. See what I'm talking about? Like, okay, well, forget the pencil. Let's do a brush. What does the brush do? All right, the brush does a little one. So that one's working pretty good with the pencil. Cool. So I just did some really crazy automation. Not too much worried about it. You can move the automation by doing that one, but I'm not even, look at this. I can barely, when this pencil, I don't know, and this is not an old pencil. This is all new. This stuff ain't old at all. Okay, let's just play this little. Which is cool because we don't have cable guys and all that. So you could do your automation right here. So this is a great feature to have that they gave. Here's where I'm still running into problems. I go in and put this is a clip that's perfectly looped, right? And 4 bars. I go in and I want to put my own clip, but I happen to be off on one note. So I want to fix that note. So I would typically say my editing tool should let me do something other than move. I guess you could shuffle left. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Move the beat. Where's the, okay, there's the bar. There's this, right? That's a playhead, right? So if I touch the playhead, I should be able to still move the beat. Where do I do that? If I touch, should I go move and shuffle left? What is that going to do? Nothing. Or at least it doesn't look like it did anything. So this is what I'm saying. All right, so I'm going to press here. I'm not here. I'm going to press here. Here is the reverse. Watch this. Oh, it does the reverse. Let's say I want to change the speed of this audio. Okay, I can do that. That's kind of cool. I get to change the speed. That's crazy. I'm going to probably go 4. So go back. So I'm going to change the audio to 8 times. That's making it smaller. I'm going to go slower. Okay, there you go. I slowed it down. Cool stuff. You could do that in Drumbo, right? Those are fun. If you put it back at 1, it's what it was originally. You have follow the tempo. So you could turn that off, but right now if you press it, it's going to follow what the original tempo was, or what the tempo of your project is. No matter, because I think this was 74 beats per minute or something like that, but it'll automatically stretch it. So that's a good thing. Follow tempo helps you automatically stretch. So there's no way I'm sitting around complaining about that. That's amazing, right? Here's what I am complaining about. If you touch the track up here, there's a thing up here in the settings, under audio, should be general project flex. You see that? Flex. Flex is off right now, but I'm going to turn it on. You can flex on plus align bars, on plus align. So I'm just going to turn it on. I want it to be able to flex. Now what flex does is it has multiple ways of doing things. Some flex options are for drums. Just like in Ableton, certain things work better for drums, certain things work better for samples. Okay, same principle. All right, here's flex here. So I should be able to turn it on. And then if you notice here, you get a flex mode menu. So I'm going to say I want to go slicing. But if you notice, if I pick slicing, now it says fill gaps, it says decay, it says slice length. So first of all, where are the slices? I don't have any slices here. Maybe they're adding this. Maybe it don't work in demo mode. I mean, technically I'm in demo mode because until my month is up, right? But I can't imagine you purchase an app and then they withhold something they actually put here. So maybe this is a glitch and they got to fix it. Maybe there's a fix coming. I could be wrong. I'm not mad. I'm just trying to understand it because it is very frustrating because this is one of the features that I really was looking forward to because we don't have an Ableton on the iPad. So this is going to be my Ableton, right? / Logic, because it is really Logic technically, but we don't have that. So what else do we have here? Okay, let's just turn that on. So there's nothing, there's nothing I can do here. I can stretch the sample, sure, but I'm looking for slicing. Where is that at? If I go rhythmic, that's just going to stretch it. Speed, same principle. You can take a sample and then slow it down. But even when it's slowed down, it's like you should be able to know what in the world you're doing there. Back to slicing, the one thing I really wanted. Take off fill gaps and it's still the same thing. So I've tried everything I could think of. I'm at the point now where either Apple is gonna drop a video and show the features, all the features, how to use them. I think there's a manual. I don't think I remember seeing anything in there on the Flex. So I'm like, what? You have the option not only in this menu over here for the track, and it's not here. There's a stretch, which pretty much allows you to move the track, right? Stretch it. It's just like a basic stretch for moving it. But the thing is that doesn't mean anything for me. I want to be able to move individual parts. Okay. To me, that's the joy of Flex. The rest of the parts of Flex are depending on if you need them or not. So this is the frustrating part. I'm going to admit it. This is the frustrating part. I wish I didn't have to say that, but yeah, I would like to see before my 30 days is up, this feature working. So that at least I could say, you know what, if I'm going to spend $50 for this year on Logic, which I have on desktop, which works fine. I don't really need both of them, but it's nice to be able to do stuff on here occasionally. That at least if I'm spending my 50, I see the Flex tool work to where I can use it. So that's my only gripe. Okay, that's not my only gripe. You know I got more, but so that being said, that's the biggest gripe I have. I have not used the feature, the capture MIDI on here, but I do know it works. And I do know that it is possible that maybe in this video I could actually do something like that. You know what? I could do it off of here by using, there you go. All right, let's work on the other portion of this. So we got this so far. I'm going to take this out, actually. I just wanted to show you this portion for the Flex. Any day now. Delete. Delete. Okay, here we are back in here. pretty loudly. Okay. That was terrible. I know, but that's not the point of this video. I'm just doing this to show you. So you can make different parts. There you go. So, and you can see how you could do that. Press record. Boom. Tonality is great in here. I don't know if you remember using Scalar in certain apps. It would not play the whole chord. Well, that's, and here, that's the benefit, is that you got the whole chord. See the chords? And the MIDI editing, for the most part, is pretty good. A little wonky in my own opinion. Okay, so you see, this is what I'm talking about. See how it's moving? There should be a way to where, like if I open this screen all the way, and I want to lock this screen when I do my hand here. So I have to be like extra careful not to move it because it would move the screen. But it's kind of neat that it works like that. And I think it's going to get better. There is a piano if you don't have one that you can use to play. I probably wouldn't on the iPad mini just because it's not a lot of space already. And you start trying to look at your MIDI notes and you could get pretty tight there. So that is all I got for you. I hope that you give it a shot. I think you get 30 days free. After that, it's $4.99 a month or $49 a year. $49 a year equals out, I think if I did my math right, around $4.17 a month. So you got about a 80-cent saving or something like that. Maybe a little less. But I can't say that's too bad. It's actually pretty good. So think about it. Try it out. Give it a shot. I will say this, in my opinion, is better than Cubase's. And that's just my opinion. Plus, it's Apple's own stuff. They're going to make sure it's up to date. So you don't have to worry about waiting a year for Cubase's to update your app. Apple's pretty good with updating stuff. And they know if you're paying a subscription that you're going to want more updates than once in a blue moon. And things are going to crash. And so I think you'll see that they'll give more updates with the subscription, which I think is the best because I hate stuff that don't work the way it's supposed to. And I would rather have those updates than not. So, yeah, give it some thought. But please, Apple, if you do see this video by any chance, which I doubt, but if you do, please make that update, fix the flex sample so we can see what it's like. You know, also, I know these other apps, I don't know how that works, the app system. I have no clue. But it would be nice if they get a notification like, hey, your app is not in sync with this coming out. We just like to give you a heads up. You know, you might get some people who complain, or you might get some people that want returns. Please, you know, make sure your app is up to par so that these people that are these devs can at least still make sales and get a heads up on fixing stuff. So when you're changing stuff, because not only is that just ethically, I don't know if that's the right word, but like just fair, I think. But I think it's like, it's fair to the customer too, who wants to use this stuff, to at least be able to give the dev a chance to get it up to date. So anyway, that's my only stuff I have to say. I still think it's the best we've seen so far. I look forward to maybe one day Ableton will jump on board. That would be cool if they do something similar. It could be I don't want to say a dumbed down version because nobody wants that, but it could be a version that maybe has a few less features, but just keep what Ableton is really known for, those main features, and that would be really cool to have Ableton on iPad. But anyway, yeah, to the next video. I took way longer than what I was expecting, but this stuff is new, and I'm still learning, and I know there's gonna be some things that I mistakenly say or forget or didn't know. If you know those things and you know how they work, I'd be glad to. I'd be appreciative, I should say, if you yeah, let me know in the comment section. All right, and I hope all is well, and I'm out.